The Seamstress, written and narrated by Annye Castonguay. 1000 words. Written February 2016, recorded July 2nd, 2017. The Seamstress. She went in and out of people's lives, just like the breeze through a room on a hot day. The blissful caress of her touch was gone before its effect was felt, leaving behind a yearning for happiness. The lightest of her touch soothed pain and mended hearts. Her smile put even the shyest people at ease. Strangers and friends alike felt compelled to share their deepest secrets with her. Everywhere she went, people were drawn to her. Language was of no importance. She always found ways to communicate. Wherever she was, strangers and friends alike turned to her for a smile, for help, for guidance, for good luck. She lived with integrity. She seemed to belong everywhere, but she didn't stay long anywhere. She was a wanderer, like those of her kind. She came into people's lives at the most opportune time, usually when one of the threads of their lives had become tangled, or worst, severed, threatening to send the lively news spiraling down. She came in, mended the threads when possible, weaving new ones when required, then carried on. Most never realized she had changed the course of their lives. How could they? She was an artist. Her craft? Seamless. She blended. A smile, a lending hand, a snapshot. How could they know that those simple gestures were the wing flap of a butterfly? They went on about their lives, oblivious to the fact that their fate had forever been altered. In today's world, it's easy to lose oneself, to feel alone and helpless. Often all it takes is someone smiling at you, letting you know that you're not invisible, to change the day's outcome. She saw them. She recognized their pain. She smiled upon them. One might say she sought them. Sometimes her work was as simple as bridging a language gap, allowing two cultures to communicate. Sometimes it was so subtle, it was barely noticeable. One day, queued at a Thai convenience store, she helped a partially blind Chinese man purchase a flashlight. She spoke neither Chinese nor Thai, yet she appeased both and facilitated the exchange. That flashlight may not have saved his life, but brightened his heart. He saw her better than most people, perhaps because his vision was impaired, perhaps because he hadn't known much kindness from strangers. Other times, she had to stay a little longer because the threads had worked themselves into a nasty knot. Many friendships started that way and endured. Others came and went. She helped because she could. She helped because it was what she did. It was who she was. Hers was a labor of love. She went in and out of people's lives, mending the tears in the fabric of their lives. While often she could mend the fabric of time, there were times the damage was so great she had to start from scratch. Those times, she had to go in, all in. She went in and out of people's lives like the first drop of rain after a long drought, giving people a glimpse of what would be, enough hope to hold on just a little longer. You see, not everyone's fabric is woven correctly. For some, the threads have unraveled. Then they got mangled. It is as if they're caught in a net, suspended above a piranha pit. Changing the course of their lives required skills, but above all, it required commitment. It was a long, arduous task whose success depended on patience, timing, and balance. The net couldn't just be removed. No, the net had to be carefully unknotted and gradually rethreaded first into a rope, a tightrope, strong enough to lead to safe grounds. Once the imminent threat had been averted, then the real work could begin. One by one, all the threads had to be untangled. People keep balls and balls of thread, just in case. Over time, these grow into obstacles, blocking the energy the new ones need to thrive. They only get tangled in the new ones. Each one has to be scrupulously examined for damage, wear, and usefulness. Future usefulness. Its potential for good fortune and happiness. She had to tread very carefully because happiness cannot exist without sorrow. She couldn't simply give them happiness. Anything that comes without efforts or struggle is meaningless. So she taught them patiently how to handle each thread as if it held a kite in the wind. She helped them hone their new skills, one thread at a time. Meanwhile, she managed all the other ones, one by one. She then taught them to play those skills like the chords of a violin. Once they could handle their new threads, only then did she cautiously begin weaving the threads into a new web, their new destiny. Slowly the people learned to navigate this new web, at first falling and failing often. She held down the web for them, as she had done the rope, until their footing was steady and their path clearer. Changing the destiny of one person took months, sometimes years. This person would in turn touch hundreds of lives. It was a labor of love she executed with the greatest diligence. She was so skilled in her craft, she made everything look easy and effortless, like something anyone could do. Her craft was so seamless, people thought they were the artisan of their destiny. Because they could now come and go with assurance and purpose, they believed they got there by themselves. They felt on top of the world. They didn't need her anymore. They sent her away, confident they were the masters of their destiny. They didn't see that it was she who was holding the web steady. She went in and out of people's lives. Who remembers the first drop of rain in the heart of the monsoon? She went in and out of people's lives, looking at the sky, hoping for the first drop of rain.